Welcome back to this American Pie edition of Videotech. In a moment, you can find out how multi-million-dollar businessman Puff Daddy took Brixton by storm on a recent surprise visit. But now for the world's #1 diva. Whitney Houston has sold over 100 million albums. She's a movie star and a mother. It's a wonder she has time to fit it all in. Her current single, My Love Is Your Love, is still top 10 6 weeks after release. We caught up with her in New York during a break for rehearsals for her current world tour. Whitney Houston, lovely to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good to have you on Videotech.
Thanks.
Now, the video, all the lads in the office have had it on for a while, and they're saying you look your freshest, your youngest, your sexiest you ever
Really?
have. Yeah, so what was the inspiration behind the look?
Bobby.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He encourages me to stay on what the scene is, you know, hip-hop scene, because it's a nation now. It's taken over. So the music is different, the look is different, the style is different. It's a little more grittier, it's a little to the earth, a little more street, you know. And I come from that too. I know that. I am from the projects, Brick City, so I know what it's all about too. So it's just a matter of just going back. And my people around me, you know, they're all up in the industry, they're in the business. My assistants, they're always out in the clubs, they're always here, they're always there. They have little businesses of their own, you know what I mean? So they're always like, Whitney, check this out, this is what's happening, and blah, 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 you know. So everybody around me, you know, is my inspiration.
So is that where you got all the people that have worked on your album? Is that where you got them together from? Because there's a real melting pot of talent.
Yeah.
What we tapped into was that hunger, the passion, the respect that young, great writer-producers, a new breed of writer-producers, have for Whitney Houston.
The way that we came up with the song for Whitney was basically, first I was up at Clive's office, so he played me some new Whitney track, and it was like real hot. So the inspiration hit me, you know, so I was like, Clive, you know, how long do I have to come up with a record? He said, yesterday.
I can remember just getting a call from Clive one day, or a letter saying, Whitney, we miss you, we want you to come back, meaning it's time to come back to your real job, as he puts it, you know, because I had done all these movies and soundtracks and stuff, and I was kind of comfortable with that, you know. And I hadn't even thought about making a studio album. It just didn't cross my mind, because I thought I did albums. I was working, remember? Right? But I did like half the album, 3 songs here, and then 13, 15 songs in the whole gospel track. But Clive said, no, we need you. We need you to be in a studio recording and to make a record. So I got with Robin, my executive assistant, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I need you to beat the streets. And she went out there, and she said, okay, this one's hot, this one, blah, 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 blah. And I had heard a lot of people, but I said, I want the best of the crop. I want the best. That was Missy, that was Wyclef, that was Rodney Jerkins, that was David Foster, Diane Warren songs, that was Babyface, you know what I'm saying, and Lauryn Hill. And when I said, these are the people I want to work with, they all came back and said, we'd love to.
I've worked with a lot of artists. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but it's something about Whitney's voice that does something to me. There's no one like her. There's only one Whitney Houston.
Tears I thought would never dry. I just shattered my world.
So did you enjoy the whole experience of this album?
Yeah, I made a lot of great friends. I mean, younger generation, you know, but very old souls. Very knowledgeable about old music. The thing I loved about Missy and Wyclef, and they all had an old history of music. I mean, they just knew, like, the music I grew up with, you know what I mean? Like, you know, old stuff, you know. But they just knew the history of the music. They knew it. They could roll off an old record that they wouldn't be born, you know, at the time. But they have just a real knowledge of music.
We wrote It's Not Right, But It's Okay. I was like, this would be so hot for Whitney. If she does this, to be like another level.
We sit here less than 2 weeks to go
Yeah.
till your first live tour, world tour in 6 years. How are you feeling right now?
A little intense. We're rehearsing now, and it's a countdown moment, you know. It's to that first show, so we have like a week and a couple of days before we actually put our first show on in Chicago. So we're very intense and we're pressured, but you know, it's the name of the business.
Now, last time UK audiences would have seen you performing live would have been at the Brits, where you kind of stole the show. And for the Americans, it was probably the VH1, the Divas special.
Yeah.
And they were so full of energy, both performances.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what we're going to see in the concerts, or is it going to be more laid back, Whitney? You know, what are you got in store for us?
I think you're going to get, you know, the laid back Whitney and that very energized Whitney. You know, there's two sides of me, you know. I'm very hyper when it comes down to live things. I can go.
What kind of show is it going to be?
We're concentrating a lot on the new album, you know, because it seems it's just a very hot album, you know. It's a very hot album. People seem to like it. A lot of my old music, and I say old, but not quite old, we put in medley form, you know. So you're going to hear like a lot of what I did then and things I'm doing now.
Last time I saw you perform live, your mum came on stage and she sang a couple of bars with you. So this time, are we going to have 3 generations? You're going to get little Bobby on there as well?
Yeah, she's all ready to go on tour. Yeah, but when I come to the UK, she might not be with me because she'll be in 1st grade, but she'll be with me all during the States.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she excited about that?
She is. She's so excited. She's about ready to go to work. She's ready.
Now, I heard that when you recorded My Love Is Your with Wycliffe, she kind of told him what his job was and how she wanted to be, you know, recorded. Is that really for real?
You have to let Wycliffe tell you. It's very funny. Yeah, because I'm singing the song, and Wycliffe has a system where he brings the mic from outside of the booth to the inside, here, by the board. So we're working with the microphone by the board, so my daughter can have contact with me. You know, unless she's in the booth with me, she has to be very quiet. So this time she's sitting next to me. She goes, Mom, Mom, Mom. I looked down to her and I said, what? She says, I want to sing with you. I said, like my heart said, boom, boom, boom. You know, I had that feeling of, oh my God, this is it, this is the moment. You know, this is what I said to my mother, you know. So I'm going, Jesus. I said, okay. I said, you want to sing on this song? She said, yeah. So she says to Wycliffe, I kind of like said, okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to do this line and I want you to say, sing, Mommy. Sing, Mommy. So then I finished the song. I finished it and I left out for a second. And my assistant was in there with her. Because children get with their parents a little, you know, embarrassed. They don't like to do their thing, you know, so you don't seem to do their real thing. So I said, let me leave and give her some room, some space, and do her thing. So I left. And when I came back in, they were all like, you won't believe this little girl. I said, well, what happened? She said she was arguing with me about the line that we're doing. Would you clap your hands, y'all, on this song, right? Clap your hands, and she'd go, clap your hands. And he had something else he wanted her to do rhythmically, and she said, no. She said, no, I'm doing it this way. He said, no, you're going to do it this way. She said, no, I'm doing it my way. So at the end of the record, she goes, I said the record is not over yet. That was her arguing with Wycliffe. For the most part, get real smart with him.
How did you hook up with him to start with?
It's really funny. I really hadn't planned on working with Wycliffe on this album. Wycliffe was in the office, Clive's office one day on another project. And Clive played him some of the stuff from my album, and he said, oh, I gotta be in on it. And it was so nice, you know, and he called and said, I have a song that I worked on over the summer. And he sent it to me, and I said, oh, it's a hot song.
Is there anyone, you know, stateside we should watch out for, new talent?
Yeah, I have a girl group called Sunday. She'll look out for it.
So what kind of thing is that going to be? How many, you know?
There's 5 ladies.
Where did you find them?
Actually, Robin found these girls right out of my hometown, out of our hometown of Newark. And they're singing. They're from church. They still go every Sunday. And their names are Sunday. The name of the group is called Sunday. Right now, they're on Capitol, and they're recording now. So we should be hearing from them maybe this summer, beginning of the fall. But they're very hot, and they can sing.
What kind of sound is that going to be?
You have to wait. You have to wait.
You're teasing us now.
Yeah, you have to wait. These girls are dynamite and no bull.
So you got the new album, the family, everything that's going well, movies. If this Will Smith rumor, is it happening? Are you going to be working with him?
Yeah, I'm really excited too. It's the Wild Wild West. Yeah, actually, Willet and Jada and Bobby and I had dinner in LA about maybe a year and a half ago when we first started this project, because our company and their company doing this together.
All right.
So it's really cool that we have the Smiths and Browns. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool, you know? So me and Will are going to do the movie, and Jane and Bobby are going to sit back and produce this. But then we have this soundtrack that's going to be off the wall. It's going to be bananas.
Are you both doing the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Hello. Because I saw the MTV Movie Awards, and you introduced Will on stage.
Yes, yes.
And he rode in on a horse, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's going to be a crazy project.
Yeah, I mean, for us, this project that we're doing it's a romantic comedy, you know, and we don't get very often to see African Americans doing a romantic comedy, you know what I mean? So it's a real special project. It's real special. And Will's in there right now. He's with the writers, getting it down to a science, you know, so looking forward to it.
Everything you've done, you seem to have done it so well. The career, raising a family.
That's right.
Do you, is there a recipe? Is there a formula? Do you wake up every day and say, right, if I remember these things, it'll be okay?
God, if I just put God first in my life, everything else falls into place. And that's really what happens, you know? You stay as constant and consistent in that as you possibly can. It'll be all right.
Are you still hungry for number ones and things like that? Or, you know, 100 million albums, is it not worth it now? Does it not matter anymore?
It matters. I mean, you know, because you want people to listen and buy. I mean, that's the name of the game. However, I don't sing a song to make number one. Maybe in the hearts of people. But I don't look at the Billboard charts. I don't read them. My staff does. They tell me, did you know so-and-so? Yeah, whatever, you know? I know it because I know when people walk up to me when I'm out in the street, and they say, it's not right, but it's okay, you know? That's it for me. That does it.
So, Whitney Houston, thank you very much.
Thank
Look forward
you,
to seeing you
darling.
in the UK come September time.
Yeah.
Got a long way to go, you know, you're 2 weeks away, but
Be soon.
wish you all the best.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
You can see Whitney Houston live when the tour hits the UK this September. She'll be playing Sheffield, Birmingham and London. After the break, I talked to bad boy Sean Puffy Coombs, who demonstrates some skills that I never knew he had.